Whoops. I forgot to add my video to the stream. Hope you guys are doing good tonight. I see Brian's in here in the chat already. Thanks, bro. Hey, real quick, I want to give you a shout out because I've been seeing you like on pretty much all the other 49er channels, showing me a lot of appreciate you, probably more than you know. So thanks, bro. I really appreciate it. You know, I don't know how much further I could go into that. I feel like I had more to say, but I'm kind of going blank right now. I wanted to go over this this loss to the Broncos, this bullshit loss. I wanted to put this video up yesterday, but kind of did some family things instead. So doing it today, very late on this live stream, but better late than never, I guess. I'm not gonna lie, I've been getting a little bit demoralized with this channel. I haven't seen as like a whole lot of engagement. I know I got a few more subscribers, but I've been kind of weighing my options as far as should I continue to work at this when it takes so much time out of my life with my kids and stuff, because like I said before, I work full time. So it's kind of hard when you do your job full time, do some painting, some remodeling, stuff like that, and you're working on the podcast when you're at work as well too, whenever you can. Then you come home and you got to kind of get things together and then you basically got to set another like 2 hours aside, and then hopefully you have time to hang out with the kids and the wife and all that type of stuff. So it's difficult, and I wasn't seeing a whole lot of engagement, so I've kind of like been a little demoralized with the channel. So that's one of the reasons I wasn't putting stuff up. Kind of just wanted to spend a little more time with my kids. So it's just been that. So I'm late on this. I apologize for that. I really wanted to do this yesterday, but here we are. And you know, I don't think I was very excited to come after this week's loss and talk about a loss first and foremost, but not just a loss, how ugly this shit was, man. It was crazy, pretty ridiculous. I've been saying for a long time that the defense has been carrying our team for so long, for years. It's not just this. So I don't want to go towards the offense yet. I want to start out with the defense and give them some love. But first, I'm going to check out some comments real quick. I will be driving for a bit, but I will be here, says Brian. Just appreciate your content and continuing to support and share your stuff as much as possible. Yeah, Brian, like I said, man, I really appreciate you, dude. I try to, whenever I see you in the comments on the other channels and stuff like that, I try to like give you a shout out and a thank you and all that stuff like that, because I really do appreciate it, man. You've been showing me love. And that's what I was gonna say, because I had been thinking about this earlier, and now I remember what I was gonna say earlier. I kind of went blank, but just I love how the 49ers, because I see how divisive this stuff can be, and it gets really ugly sometimes with the whole Jimmy Garoppolo, Trey Lance stuff, and just hate in general. And I've been really surprised over the past year how crazy it's been. I always thought we had one of the best fan bases of all time, but I've seen a lot of ugliness coming out of this fan base as well, just from like Facebook pages and stuff like that. I hear Twitter's pretty bad too. I try not to get on there because I already got enough stuff going on as it is. So it's really ugly to see that stuff, but I'm glad like we have guys like Brian where we can just people that we don't know our whole lives, we can just connect through the 49er family and have a good time, man. So I really appreciate that love and support, and I show it to you as well, bro. I how do you say, reach my hand out and support for you as well. I hope everything's going well with the merch. I'm going to try and order as much as I can whenever I can, and I got to sport some of that stuff when I come on. So you guys, anybody who watches this video, Brian also makes merch. I believe the site should be up right now, 49ersqcmerch.com. Go check that out. You guys go show some love and support over there as well. And yeah, let me check out this next comment. We beat LA next week. We are in first place. I have a feeling that if it is going to be a back and forth year. Yeah, man, it definitely can. This year is definitely looking like it could be a stinker. It definitely has the potential to be a stinker, and it has the potential to go the other way as well. Now, I feel Kyle Shanahan's the one good getting in the way. I know a lot of people are putting it on Jimmy Garoppolo, and I'm going to talk about some of this other stuff that why I feel this way. And I've been feeling this way for a long time. It's not just this season. This goes back a few years. But as far as LA goes, and this is why I wanted to do this video sooner, because this is kind of that midway point of the week where we're kind of getting over a loss sometimes, or getting over the hype of a win, and we're moving forward into this coming week, right? We want to move forward. But this loss was so bad that I'm still gonna go over it. But yeah, let's talk about the Rams a little bit. I don't know if I should wait for my prediction till the end, but I do think the 49ers have a very good chance to win, not because of how the 49ers are looking, but the defense is looking great. So that definitely plays a factor into my opinion of the 49ers have a very good chance to win, with as well, of course, the record in the past few seasons against the Rams. The 49ers have basically whooped their ass almost every single game. So there's that. But I think a bigger factor just in this season, because the 49ers are not looking great. Just the defense is pretty much the special teams has stepped up. So it's really good to see that we've improved at two other parts of our team. But I think it's more the reason I have a good feeling about it is because the Rams, I almost said the Worms. That's a new name for the Rams, the Worms. But they haven't been looking too great this season so far. So yeah, they have their they're 2-1, I believe. So, but they haven't looked very great in those wins that they have had. And like the first week, and granted, everybody looked pretty crappy in week one. Pretty much every single team. The Bills, a lot of people picking them to win the Super Bowl and all that. They had a super sloppy first half, even though they had some really good things and Josh Allen was looking really elite. They made a couple mistakes. They had 3 turnovers in the first half against the Rams, but the Rams were looking so bad that they couldn't capitalize on those 3 turnovers in one half. And I think they got beat, like 31-3? Really bad. But I mean, they haven't been improving too much. So let me know your guys' thoughts. Continue. I know we got a few people in here right now, so that's good to see. And yeah, let me know if you guys have anything you want to talk about or share. But Brian says, if I get a Twitter, you definitely can promote your channel and you will explode. Yeah, I'm debating on it. I mean, I should. I know you told me this before, so I might as well try, right? I was talking to I think you saw it. I think you were in the chat at that time. I was talking to Jason Aponte, and he's like, "Yeah, stay away." Him and was it Javi Vega? And yeah, I've heard that before. That's not the first time. So yeah, I think I'm just gonna go ahead and do it and try it. Might as well, right? But one of the first things I want to start off with is start off positive. I know this was a super disgusting game. I was super embarrassed, man. Like my face was like red hot. Like I was literally like fuming. My face was getting sweaty. I was so pissed off and embarrassed. And I was watching the game with the Seahawks fan, and he didn't even want to watch the game. He was kind of just sitting there on his phone. He was just done watching the Seahawks Falcons game, and I think the Seahawks lost. I don't remember. But I want to show some love for the defense, man, because they're looking really amazing. And I think something that's not really being talked about that I think the 49ers defense really needs some credit for is the high altitude, really high altitude. And that's not from somewhere where, okay, I'm over here in Flagstaff. We got some high-ish altitude as well. So they're all the way in California, kind of in the valley. So that's a hell of a difference, man. And for the defense to play so elite for so long, I know during the game I was like, man, dude, this offense needs to score. It's just a matter of time, man. I know our defense is looking really good. We're playing against Russell Wilson, and little by little, you saw Russell Wilson creeping up and looking Russell Wilson-esque, right? So definitely frustrating when the offense can't score at all. And I don't know if you guys saw this, but I guess there's a clip that when you slow it down of Jimmy Garoppolo saying he's yelling like really pissed off, "Your plays suck, man." And yeah, so they put it in slow motion, and I guess that play was when he missed Debo on basically the walk-in touchdown where it was busted coverage by the Broncos, and Debo was wide open for a touchdown pass, but Garoppolo didn't see it, and it was kind of a mess back there. We see it from the TV, and a lot of people are going to criticize from that angle, but when you actually watch the play from the alt 22, when I saw it on the alt 22, you can see what Jimmy Garoppolo was talking about. That was a disgusting play. Like if I had that play in Madden, I don't think I would ever call that play. It's like a 3-bunch formation. Everybody's bumping it into each other on the right side. Debo squirms out, but the quarterback can't really see it. Like Jimmy Garoppolo, first of all, he's got those big ass deep. I don't want to make too many excuses for him, but I'm just saying I take these teams. Never mind. But I take these things into consideration. If I'm going to criticize somebody, I try to give them the benefit of the doubt and kind of see things from their perspective. And I feel like a lot of people don't do that. So try and look at it from, like how on Madden they have the quarterback view, stuff like that. So try to kind of put yourself in Jimmy Garoppolo's shoes. Not to show him too much love or kiss his ass too much, but yeah, that play wasn't super visible from where he was from as far as Debo being open. There was a big mix of bodies right there. And then I think you had I think it was Brandon Ayuk running a in route across the middle of the field, and everybody was covered up pretty well except for Debo, but he was lost in the bodies over there. David McNew says, and thank you, David, for jumping in the chat, man. I appreciate it. Stafford has an elbow injury. They limited him to 25 throws. Kyler Murray had 58. Yeah. And one of the things I wanted to talk about with that is, so another reason I feel good about going against the Rams this week is I feel like every time we play the Rams, now that Matthew Stafford has been there, we played them 3 times last year. So, we got a pretty good look at what the consistency is going to be there with Matthew Stafford, how he feels, right? And he's throwing a lot of interceptions this year, but last year it seems like he gives us at least one gimme interception a game where he just lobs it up, takes a shot, 50-50 ball, and typically I think every time we've come down with the interception except for the Jaquiski Tart one. Sometimes he gives us 2 gimme penalties or interceptions, and our defense being way better than it was last year. No insult to last year's defense. I think it's really going to put a strain on Matthew Stafford and pressure him to throw more of those interceptions. So I think the defense is going to have a really great game. Would love to know what you guys think about that. I know you guys love our defense too. Sounds like you guys are kind of feeling the same way as I am with Stafford. Yeah, he does give us those gimmies, and then his arm, like David says here, his arm hasn't been looking too great as well. It was looking pretty sloppy in that first game against the Bills. I didn't get to watch too much of the last 2 games, but I do definitely keep hearing from people that watch the full games that his arm is still looking pretty iffy, and he's still having some good throws, but he has a couple here and there that make you wonder what the hell's going on. And Kyler Murray had 58 throws. Jeez. Imagine that. Imagine Jimmy Garoppolo trying that. David says our defense is fire. They were on the field for 35 plus minutes. Bro, it's ridiculous, man. I don't think any defense should be asked to do what the 49ers defense just did in such a high altitude climate. It's pretty ridiculous, and it's really amazing. And it pisses me off because I was like, okay, um, I don't know if I was the one that started it. I think I did, but I was talking about I started the hashtag, or I tried to put it in a hashtag, hashtag Let Jimmy Cook 2022, just because not that I have all the confidence in Jimmy Garoppolo, but we have seen flashes of him do some really great things in the past, um, especially in those 2 minute offenses when it's the last drive of the game and he has to lead us down a score. More times than not, he's pretty elite when it comes to that and very clutch. So I've always kind of had this thought, like, how much is Kyle Shanahan being a backseat driver and being really controlling? So I wanted to see Jimmy Garoppolo kind of be let off the reins a little bit. And I was expecting, with all that talk in the press conferences this past week, I was expecting at least 1 or 2 shots this game. Like, geez, man, perfect conditions, high altitude, the ball travels further. Why the hell are you not going to take a shot to Danny Gray? At least one, man. I would love to see 2, at least, but not one, not a single shot. I don't think Danny Gray got a single touch in this game. Poor guy. The only time I ever saw him was on the sideline. It's ridiculous, man. He's busting his ass, running down the field, running off coverage. Throw him a shot. See what he can do. 50-50 balls, man. A lot of times receivers are a lot better than that, than DBs are. I know from personal experience. Especially when DBs, their backs are turned to the ball. Their eyes are typically on the wide receiver, not the ball. Unless the wide receiver shows that body language, right, that they're about to make the catch. You got to be, if you're as a wide receiver, you got to be smart about that too. You can't show your body language until the very last second. But yeah, like David says, our defense is fire, man. I really hope everybody stays healthy. Everything's looking great so far. I love that. We just need to get offense clicking, and I think Kyle Shanahan is a big factor in that, man. I mean, of course, he's calling the plays, but I would like to see Jimmy Garoppolo kind of take the reins. And I mean, like I said earlier, he's over here yelling it. I mean, you can't always exactly read lips, but it looks pretty obvious when you slow it down. He said, Jimmy Garoppolo says, "Your plays suck, man." So, audible, dude. Shit, are you really that helpless in that situation? I don't think so. I'm sure you know a couple of your own plays that you would like to call, kind of like you do in those 2 minute offenses. Cortisone shot will keep the doctor away, says Brian. Oh, man. I've seen Danny Gray one time in the slot, SMH. See, honestly, I don't really care where he's lined up because you can be in the slot and run a deep fade, a seam route, all that type of stuff. And what happened to seam routes? That was a huge weapon back in the day with Alex Smith, Vernon Davis. That was like, I was seeing these guys. I don't know if you guys remember, but Alex Smith and Vernon Davis would connect on like 3 seam routes for touchdowns. And especially when it was like crunch time, I remember they were behind like 20-0 against the Texans back in like 2010, 2011, I think. Yeah, maybe 2011. I think it was actually before Harbaugh got there. And yeah, the 49ers were behind. Second half comes around, Alex Smith hits Vernon Davis for like 3 seam routes for touchdowns. And they had done that a whole bunch that year. And that was like their shot until Kaepernick came. Then that went away for whatever reason. If you see a player before you is having success with somebody else doing a certain thing, I would assume you would want to capitalize on that because that player is going to help you look better. It's going to make your stats look better. He threw the ball in different ways to Vernon Davis, and Vernon Davis really caught the ball really weird. I never liked that he was a chest catcher, a body catcher. If You guys know what I mean? He always pretty much basket. He wasn't really like George Kittle where he can extend and catch the ball with his hands. You didn't see that too much out of Vernon Davis. But whatever happened to the seam route, I feel like you never see that anymore, especially on the 49ers. You never see that. So that could be something for Danny Gray, man. Run right up the middle, out of the slot, like Brian's talking about. He was in the slot. It don't really matter. Just take a damn shot. Jeez, it pisses me off, man. These defenses around the league, they're already just stacking the box like every game. The 49ers, like Kyle Shanahan's like not even trying to test the defenses, it seems like. And it's ridiculous. It's almost like he's trying to make Garoppolo look bad because of what he said in the press conferences. I don't want to start too many conspiracy theories, but I'm not going to lie. These thoughts go through my head. I don't know if I'm tripping, if I'm dumb or what, but I have to think of everything, right? That's what helps me get all these thoughts that I talk about. Is I just let my mind kind of run with everything. When I listen to other people talk, it takes my mind to other ideas. That's why I love having you guys in here to show me what you guys have to say, to give me a different perspective, or even the same perspective, right? And David says, I think our defense and special teams need to score. Jimmy G needs to show us he can make plays. I think he has regressed in 2019. And that's the thing, man. So that's what I'm talking about pretty much. Jimmy Garoppolo has shown flashes of great things, but I'm not going to lie. It is a lot of the play calling. During the game, I have this feeling. And when I go back and watch it, it's like basically confirmed. And that safety that where Jimmy Garoppolo threw the pick six, which was pretty dumb. I'm not going to lie. He does some really stupid stuff. But I've been saying that it was Kyle Shanahan's fault. You don't call a play action rollout when you're on the goal line on a borderline safety. Why? Because the defensive ends, you're in a run formation. All they're doing is they're coming after you. So you don't have very much time to bring your eyes around and watch the plays develop in front of you. So if you're going to pass out of the end zone, you need to be in shotgun formation or don't do it. You either run quarterback sneak, which would have been the smarter thing to do, in my opinion. Jimmy Garoppolo is he's the king of quarterback sneaks, right? So you run him, you get a yard or two, get you some space. You want to pass, do it out of the shotgun. If it's not there, throw it out of bounds, punt. And of course, you want to get more space so the punt's not so smothered and hopefully doesn't get blocked, right? But you want to give yourself the best chance. If you have to run 2 quarterback sneaks in a row, and I'm not talking about quarterback powers like with Trey Lance, because that was ridiculous too. I hated that idea since last year when we saw it against the Cardinals when Trey Lance got his first start. Or actually even against who was it? The Seahawks, when he went in during the second half. He didn't get the start, but he started playing during the second half. He was getting ran like that. I'm just talking about quarterback sneaks with Garoppolo. Get a couple yards, get some space in front of you. But as far as Jimmy G regressing as well, like David says here, I think it's mental, honestly. I think he still has the athleticism, man. We see him rolling out when he's, when you guys saw the press recording him, fans recording him when he's in the background of the training camp, and he's not practicing with the team. He's just working his way back with his shoulder surgery. I can't talk, man. But so he's rolling out and throwing, and a lot of people were like, why is he practicing that? He never does it in games. Which is kind of true. I don't know why he doesn't do it anymore. This is one thing that really frustrated me during the game was there were times when Garoppolo did have a clean pocket and there wasn't a play there because, to be fair to him, when the Broncos, it looked like they were playing man coverage because the receivers were so tightly covered up. It didn't look like zone. They were just man-to-man covered up. They weren't open for a pass. But the pocket is clean, dude. And not only that, he basically had like all the defensive linemen on one side of him so he can roll out to the left and extend the play a little bit. If not, just keep the ball, run, slide, whatever. And he's so antsy. He's so scared of getting hit or whatever it is, this mental block he has. He just forces it. So I don't like to see that from him. I hope this week he calms down, and hopefully going against the Rams gives him confidence. But the regression, I think, is more mental than his actual abilities. I think he needs to take more mental reps, like how boxers do shadow boxing. I think you kind of just need to be practicing your quick decisions. Like, I don't know if you guys ever heard of that fighter named Lomachenko. He does some really, really great brain activity, brain like reaction. What do you call them? I'll just call them activities. But basically like that. He's testing his brain, trying to make his brain quicker, and he's a really good fighter, man. He's very different. He's a right-handed fighter that is actually, he fights left-handed even though he's right-handed, because his father, I think it was his father, made him train that way so that he could be different and have his power hand as the jab. And it's a pretty crazy story. If you guys look him up, Lomachenko, if you guys don't know him, check him out. He's a really great story when it comes to boxing. He's something new. It's like an evolution of boxing. And David says, can Shanahan adjust? Quick slants is the only way we move the ball against the Lambs. They will stack the box. Yeah, man. Garoppolo has to put it in really dangerous places. Like even I don't remember if it was the second game of the season last year. I think it was. It was probably the first when we whooped their ass like pretty bad when we were 3-5, and then we went against the Rams and beat them. That quick slant to Debo that went for like 80 yards or something, 60 yards, right in between the linebackers and I believe the safety. So you got a triangle of guys, and Garoppolo has to fit the ball with anticipation between those guys. That's very dangerous. With as quick as these athletes are, yeah, that's very, very dangerous stuff. And I don't think, not only does Kyle Shanahan not adjust, it seems like he kind of does the opposite, if you understand what I'm saying. Because he'll come out, we'll score all these points, and then his adjustment is too conservative, and we blow leads, right? I know you guys know that. That's not a comfortable feeling for us, but it's very familiar, right? So that really pisses me off. I don't know, like, dude, it's been so long already. You've been on this team for years. You're the head coach. And how I feel about Kyle Shanahan, I hope he gets it right. I really do. That's our head coach. I'm a 49ers fan first and foremost. 49ers to win. So for that to happen, Kyle Shanahan needs to improve. I want to see that. But in my opinion, if you were to ask me right now, because so many people call him a genius, in my eyes, the way I see it, maybe he's a genius play designer, but a play caller, no. Definitely not. You can't tell me he's blowing all these leads, 20-point leads, 10-point leads, with 1 quarter to go. You can't. That's not a genius, bro. Give me the playbook. I'll call better plays than that, honestly. Put me in, coach. How do you feel about that, David? Because I know you're asking, can Shanahan adjust? He definitely can. He's just not doing it, I think it is, right? Brian agrees with you. Yeah. Okay. Hell yeah, Brian. I appreciate I like that you remember that. That's what I'm saying. This is one of the worst things you could do as a wide receiver. You always want to, like, I know Vernon Davis, he's a tight end, so I don't know how much this was practiced with him coming up, but as a wide receiver, you do a lot of drills to catch with your hands. You do the triangle, you do like bullet drills where you kind of jog towards the quarterback, he throws a bullet, and you flash your hands real quick, catch the ball like this, and you kind of want to put your head there too. It's so frustrating to me that these guys get paid millions of dollars. And David, I think you're kind of new to my channel, so I appreciate you, man. I thank you. But one thing I talk about in my videos is I was actually a receiver in college, And the only reason I didn't pursue the NFL was because it was between that the NFL and boxing for me. Um, I showed a lot of good things. I made a lot of great plays in college football, but I just had to make a decision on what I was going to pursue. I would have loved to be able to do football, and I could have, but the thing was, like we saw with Trey Lance, I had to take into consideration, you know, those freak injuries where your NFL dreams can be cut just like that. And then another thing that I saw, which is it really pisses me off, man. I was a walk on, and you know, when you play in college, it's kind of like the NFL. We bring in all these guys from all over the country. So I was playing with guys, and I didn't even get to play in high school because I was dumb. I was a dumb kid, like as far as taking care of my grades. I did graduate, but I kind of waited till the last second to fix my grades. So high school football until or just freshman year, and then after that I didn't get to play because of my grades. So I went straight to college football as a walk on. I blew up on the scene, but like the coaches didn't even want to let me dress up or play or any of it. They didn't want to give me a jersey or anything like that just because of I don't know. Honestly, I think the race thing kind of goes with wide receiver because I know a lot of people talk about like the white and black quarterback um, conspiracy type stuff. I think, I mean, I'm not white, I'm native, but um, I think I was underestimated because I wasn't as fast, tall, or anything like that um, in, against the guys that I was competing with as other wide receivers. Um, it seemed like all the guys that were starting were all black guys, and I love them. I love those guys, but I was competing with them, man, and it was just pissing me off. I was like, uh, why am I not getting looked at? And then I just had to go out there and let my play do the talking. And I just, I don't know, man. I had a knack for the ball. I forget why I started talking about this. Oh yeah. Okay. So one thing that pisses me off about the whole Vernon Davis stuff that frustrated me, but just NFL receivers in general, is I don't see high pointing the ball something so easy and something so effective as in when you're being a wide receiver, like those passes where like Brandon Ayuk when he had the DB on him, you want to just stick your foot in the ground, high point the ball. If the ball is in the right place, right? If it's in your vicinity, you want to high point that ball. You don't want to give your body language to the very last second. You want to be running, 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 stick your foot in the ground, high point, and the DB doesn't have enough time to react. And I made so many touchdown catches and stuff like that on guys that were defending me. These guys were like 6'5" and stuff like that. I'm only 5'11". These guys were like 6'5", whatever the hell they were, and they could jump super high as well. So it's all timing. You got to figure that stuff out. So it was kind of cringy to watch Vernon Davis catch the ball, but especially these guys that get paid millions of dollars and they don't know how to do that. It's very frustrating. I'm like, put me in, coach. I almost wish I would have pursued football when I watch these guys. I mean, I definitely do, but you know, freak accidents happen. So I looked it up. That pick six negated by the safety is a first in NFL history. So I don't know if you heard about this as well. Who was it? I forget his name right now. I forget his name right now. There was actually another guy that he didn't. I don't think he threw the pick six, but he ran he ran out of bounds for a safety. Basically the same thing as Garoppolo, but I guess without the pick six. And he's basically he's talking about, oh, I'm free now, man. Like it's not just me. So this is the second time that's happened in NFL history, as far as I know. I just heard that it's those two instances. So that's pretty crazy in all NFL history for Jimmy Garoppolo to be that number two guy with that. Now with the pick six, that might be the only, yeah, I would imagine that's the only time that's ever happened. It happens to me sometimes on Madden. You guys let me know if you play Madden too. But David, when it comes to that play, I want to know how you guys feel, but Kyle Shanahan confirmed it. And you guys, I didn't say it on my channel because I haven't posted a video until this one after the game, but I go on other channels and I'll post my comments. I told Grant Cohn, I told him the play call was stupid. That the plan in general was stupid, but that specific play call was stupid. That you don't call that in that situation. You put Jimmy G in a no-win scenario, and Kyle Shanahan came out later that day, or I think it was the next day. I think it was yesterday. He came out and confirmed that and this is pretty crazy to hear him with his ego admit this as well. He said, "That's on me. That was a dumb play call. I wish I would have called something else." Yes, sir. And thank you for admitting it, man. Thank you for manning up. That's a step in the right direction. That's a step towards improvement from Kyle Shanahan, just in his attitude in general. Now, if you could take a look in the mirror with this play calling, which it sounds like he's doing, not just with his ego, but with his play calling, we could have a very good coach on our hands. Because in my opinion, he's a good play designer. He's a decent head coach, but he's not a great head coach. There's too many mistakes. And it seems like the NFL is really figuring him out right now, especially as far as with the Jimmy Garoppolo offense that he's got going on right now. But David says, I haven't seen Kyle make adjustments in 49er tenure. He needs to start because he is predictable. Yeah, man. And like I just said, hopefully with the step in the right direction when it comes to like him admitting his mistakes, hopefully that's going into when he goes to work, right? When he's in the office going over all this stuff, making the plan, he has his plan B. That's kind of the opposite of what he's actually doing. Like, for example, okay, so last night, and I'm sorry I'm talking about Madden so much, guys, but when I play Madden, I play live, so I'm playing against other people. So they're calling their plays, and I played this guy who was using the Seahawks, and it's embarrassing, man. Like I was making some really dumb mistakes, and he ended up beating me pretty bad. I think it was like 21-8 or something like that. I ended up playing again right after that, and I ended up getting matched up against the same guy. But we had already made, and these Madden live games, they're pretty short. They're 5-minute quarters. It's like 20 minutes and done. It's pretty quick. So it's almost like I played him, and that's the first half, lost 21-8. But I made adjustments when I played him the second go around, and I ended up beating him. So, and that's quick, man. I'm not an NFL head coach. I play Madden. I'm not a Madden expert, but just you got to be able to roll with the punches and take what you've got, right? And that's the adjustment that I pretty much made was instead of, because like what I like to do sometimes is I like to come out with the play shot, and this wouldn't work in the NFL as good as it does in Madden because these people don't get to study your film and stuff like that. But usually my first play of the game, I'll do a play action rollout, launch it to Debo, and sometimes it works and sometimes I get intercepted, but I just take that shot to start the game. And I kind of had to learn not to take that shot with that guy because he was really good with his Seahawks defense. Yeah, so hopefully Kyle's able to do that stuff going forward. Hopefully, because I know Mike Shanahan was there, so that had to be really embarrassing. I would love to be the fly on the wall for that discussion with Mike Shanahan, Kyle Shanahan. I'm sure Mike Shanahan doesn't want to bombard Kyle Shanahan with criticism, but I'm sure he had some little pointers here and there. Shanahan can adjust, says Brian. Kyle almost acts like he already won the Super Bowl. That's what I'm talking about. His ego is ridiculous. Yeah. But it seems like he's working on it. Like I said, he admitted that play call thing where it was a dumb play call, and I think the week before, he didn't admit that it was a dumb play call, but he kind of took a step back, and he was like, when Trey Lance got hurt, he's like, um, knowing the outcome, I wish I would have called something different. But it's like, instead of waiting until that outcome, like all these people, you know, like journalists that get criticism, YouTubers that talk about the 49ers that get criticism, we're seeing things that can be improved upon. And like me, myself, how I watch other 49ers YouTube content creators to get ideas or to like just stimulate my brain so I can think of other stuff as well. That's what you want to do, man. And I really hope Kyle Shanahan's doing that, because he acts like how Brian says here. He acts like he already won the Super Bowl. He's like, um, everything's, you got to kind of look at everything's been handed to him. Who else? I mean, I'm sure if my dad was an NFL head coach, I would have been one as well. I would have loved to have an NFL head coach as a dad, right? I'd be a head coach right now too. Shit, I probably would have been playing in the NFL right now. I'd probably be on the 49ers right now if that were the case. So he's had everything handed to him. And it takes, they say you can't teach an old dog new tricks, right? But as humans, we are more conscious of that stuff. So we can learn to better ourselves. But I feel like it's a lot longer of a process. I'm just speaking from experience, because I try to improve myself in a lot of ways. And especially when you're put in moments where it's just reactionary, you revert to your old ways because you don't have that moment to think. So I'm just speaking from that experience. I think that goes for people in general. I'm 5'7" on a good day. On a good day. Oh, so every other day you're 5'6" or what? That was from Brian. Dan Orlovsky. Okay, yeah, that's who it was. Okay, so I was talking about the other guy. Thanks, Brian. I go blank all the time. Like I said, I played football, I did boxing, so I took a lot of shots to the head. So I apologize. Whenever my mind goes blank, just snap me out of it, guys. Help me out. That's why Brian's here. Got a lot of love for Brian, man. Thank you. Dan Orlovsky was the other guy that that ran out of bounds for a safety. Two guys in NFL history, man. That's crazy. You do not want to be a part of that. But I don't know. That, like I said, that falls on Kyle Shanahan, at least in my opinion. That's for Brian. Whoops. I'm chiming into your guys' own conversation you guys got going on. But yeah, man, I love what I'm seeing from the defense. Let's give some love to the special teams. I know you guys talked about them earlier, and I know Ray McLeod, he had that fumbling issue, so it was great to see him not fumble. But I know he muffed that punt like at the worst time too, and it's like when he was wide open for the catch, for the reception of the punt, is the one time he muffs it. And with all the talk about him fumbling, I was kind of just waiting to see if he would fumble, and I was just really hoping that he wouldn't. But I think more of the issue with Ray McLeod is he's taking, and you guys will probably remember, he's taking a lot of these deep kickoff returns where the ball is landing around the inside the 5-yard line of the 49ers, and he's trying to return that kickoff return. Let it roll into the end zone. You're pinning the offense back in a losing situation within the 10, within the 20, when you can easily let the ball roll into the end zone. And I really hope they talk to him about this. He's an experienced guy. He's a veteran, so he should know this. Let the ball roll into the end zone. I know everybody wants to be Captain Save-A-Ho, but you can't always be that guy. You got to be smart. In order to be Captain Save-A-Ho, sometimes you just got to be smart and suck it up, bite your tongue, bite your hands, whatever you got to do, man. You got to let that ball roll into the end zone, let the offense start on the 25. So I'm pretty sure you guys saw that too, because we're the offense, to their credit, because, yeah, we're hounding on them a lot I'm going to say Kyle Shanahan had a lot to do with that, with his play calling, but also Ray McLeod was not helping with that. Those kickoff returns. I know there wasn't too many of them because it's not like the Seahawks were scoring very much, so we didn't have a whole lot of those. It was more just like to start the game and after halftime and stuff like that. But it's a difference maker. So come on, Ray. Hopefully he cleans that up. But other than that, man, I'm really liking what I'm seeing from the special teams. So it's pretty encouraging. And I think I saw I think it was Sam Womack was on there as a gunner. And I'm pretty surprised actually that he was, because I saw him pretty close to making a play in the first half. And I'm like, oh, okay, hopefully, because before this game, I was like, okay, Hufanga, Womack, those are two guys I keep my eye on. I definitely want to see because they're young and they've shown to have some very explosive elements. So I've been keeping my eye on them. But Womack, I noticed that Lenore was in there. I was like, where the hell is Womack? And I guess he got benched. And I don't know for whatever reason, but I was assuming he was doing good because whenever I saw a catch being made, and this is just me, like I haven't gone back and watched all the film or anything like that. This is just my reaction during the game, kind of short-term memory type stuff. I didn't see the receptions being made around Womack. So what was he doing wrong? Was it in the run game? Because Lenore hasn't been somebody who's been very explosive in his own making, right? Now, I know, luckily for him and for us, towards more of like the middle and end of training camp, people were talking about he's starting to look really good. He's starting to improve. So, of course, that's what you want to see in a player, somebody that can improve. Like we're talking about with head coaches, we want players that can improve as well, right? Like Jimmy Ward. I just ordered my Jimmy Ward jersey, by the way, guys. The what is it? The 94 throwback. 94 throwback. I love those. I love those jerseys. What do you guys think about those? I honestly wish we could go full time to the 94 throwbacks. I really like those. The all white, the all red, or no, the red and white with the black outline, and then the all white with the black outline. It looks so clean. I'm only gonna buy those jerseys from now on. As long as they're selling those, I'm just getting those. Those are the ones that I feel like our team plays a lot better. Like they got a different swag level and confidence level about them when they play in those. I think the first game against the Rams last year, we were wearing those. Because I think it was a home game against the Rams, and we were 3-5, and we whooped their ass. And I'm pretty sure we were wearing those throwbacks. But anyways, yeah, I got my Jimmy Ward jersey, hopefully in the mail. Hopefully I get it by Friday. I better, because I want to wear it during this game. If not, then Monday. I better get it by Monday. David says, I'm 5'9" with my shoes on. Oh, no. Yeah, I'm 5'11", probably with my socks on. Yeah, I got really underestimated. I wasn't very tall. I wasn't super fast. But like we see what these players, kind of like Hufanga, when you bust your ass, like for example, the quarterbacks, after seeing a few plays where they actually passed it to me and gave me a chance, I became that difference maker for them. And I remember they told me, dude, like if we're ever gonna throw the ball, we're gonna pass it to Wolf, like, because we know if we throw it up in the air, he's gonna be the one coming down with it. I'm only 5'11", dude. These guys that I'm playing with, I remember I was getting sandwiched between like a cornerback and a safety at the same time. That happened a few times, but I held on to that damn ball, and that's what a lot of these receivers forget. Catch the ball first, man. That's first and foremost. Hold it for dear life. But yeah, I'm not a tall guy. I just want to be Scuba Steve. Dude, I watched that movie I was gonna say that game. I watched that movie the other day. Scuba Steve, Scuba Steve. It's a little bit of a tearjerker in it. Big Daddy. Yeah, that movie Big Daddy. Ray Ray was making me mad. Yeah, it was frustrating, man, because we had opportunities to kind of just get a decent start for the offense because things were already not going good. So for him to shoot us in the foot even more is very frustrating, especially with him being. If it's a rookie, you kind of understand more because he's going to learn that stuff and he wants to prove himself, right? This is a veteran. He's known for his kickoff returns, his punt returns. Like I know you want to show the team that you can make a difference, but you're not making the difference. You're making a difference in a negative way. So I really hope. So guys, let's keep an eye on that this week. Hopefully, they talk to Ray McLeod, get that stuff figured out. Like, hey, dude, if it's within the 10 or anything close to that, let it roll into the end zone. Don't mess around. But I understand where he's coming from when you want to be a playmaker. Like when he was wide open for that punt return where he muffed it, I think he was kind of just ready to make a play because he had open field around him for like the first time as a punt. Um, there were no gunners really in his vicinity, but that's the one time he got relaxed and let his eye off the ball, ended up muffing it. Luckily, we got it back because man, with the way that game was already going, that would have been super demoralizing. I want to see Kyle get creative with Danny Gray. Jet sweeps, quick slants. Why waste a season of this young speedster? David, thank you, man. Honestly, you got guys like you got Danny Gray, Ray McLeod, Brandon Ayuk. You got Debo Samuel, Jennings. Dude, like what the hell are we doing here? Jennings is a big guy. Throw some 50-50 balls for him. It doesn't matter how fast he is, how much separation he's getting. Because when he's matched up against somebody smaller than him, he's shown that he has really good hands and he will high point the ball. For whatever reason, he was having all these drops in training camp. And I was a little worried coming into the season because of that. And I was like, guys, kind of give him the benefit of the doubt because he's already shown us in games that he can be that clutch receiver for us. Just give him a chance. Throw some shot plays for Juwan Jennings because because he's a big body, man. Do that. Danny Gray, do the jet sweeps like David's saying, quick slants. You're gonna tell me Debo's running for quick slants where he's not getting touched. You're gonna tell me Danny Gray can't do that? Now the thing is, Jimmy Garoppolo is pretty good at it. Usually, if there's not too many, like if the defensive linemen aren't super close in his face to where he can't see as well. And I know he got a lot of criticism on that pass where he missed Debo. What was it? The Texas route where Debo angled like this, matched up against linebacker, and Garoppolo kind of threw it a little behind him. From what I saw initially, the defensive linemen, like all the linemen were in his face, so he didn't have a clear sight of what it was. I don't know if they talked about that because haven't heard it yet, but from what I saw, that's what it was. And I think because he had that chemistry back in 2019 with Jeff Wilson Jr. out of the back, because they did that same concept with Jeff Wilson Jr. against the Cardinals in 2019, and it worked. We got the game-winning touchdown with that one, right? But in that play, and they talked about it afterwards, so this is what I'm talking about. Garoppolo he wasn't actually able to see him. He wasn't actually able to see Jeff Wilson Jr., and Jeff Wilson Jr. wasn't actually able to see him. He kind of just, off feel and chemistry, he kind of just had a feel for where Jeff Wilson Jr. should be in the route, and threw it to that area, and it ended up being almost perfect, and it ended up winning us the game. Now with Debo Samuel, it's a little different. So I think the linemen were all in kind of just the vision of Garoppolo on that play. But anyways, to get back to the point, yeah, utilize Danny Gray. Hopefully Garoppolo can. Hopefully Danny Gray is not too fast on the quick slants to where Garoppolo's throwing behind him, because we got to kind of be careful with that too. that could be dangerous. But jet sweeps, man, he's super fast. Um, like you can utilize. They were talking about it in training camp. Danny Gray, Ray McLeod were supposed to be guys that were going to help change this offense in a lot of different ways. We haven't seen either of them be used creatively at all. They haven't been given a chance. This offense has been so dumbed down. It's like every time you see Debo Samuel in the backfield, he's running the ball. Like, where is the creativity? And that's what I'm talking about with Kyle Shanahan. I think this game, like, by far, like, if we're going to put this blame on Jimmy Garoppolo, I'm going to put this much blame on Kyle Shanahan by like a mile, honestly, because he's not putting the players in the position to make plays. He's not being creative. He's not utilizing the other guys, giving them a chance to make plays. I understand Danny Gray's young, Ray McLeod's new. Give him a chance. We were hearing that both of them were making pretty great plays in training camp. So just give them a chance, man. At this point, the offense could use more weapons than not. So what do you have to lose? You might as well do it. And maybe not in this Rams game, because we've already shown that we have a formula that can work to beat the Rams. So maybe you want to save that stuff for another opponent that's not in the division, that hopefully we're going to blow the Rams out, because I can definitely see this being a blowout. We can whoop the Rams' ass because of the defense, not because of the offense. This might be a very low scoring game as well, just because how the offense is looking right now, and the defense, our defense, keeping the Rams to a very low score. So don't be surprised if this is a very low scoring, close game. I could definitely see it playing out that way. Hopefully our run game is just going to just break the Rams. But Debo Samuel, don't do that, man. Like, don't run Debo into the ground like that. You already lost us Trey Lance. I don't know how, but I was like very, very confident in what Trey Lance could do. Um, I think we had already seen enough last year to build upon, that I was confident in what we were going to get from Trey Lance. I think he just wasn't given the chance, and he was used in a very dumb way that I've been talking about since last year. I didn't have my channel up last year, but I was going on other shows talking about it, and now I've talked about it all off season. I've talked about it on my channel now too as well. So all the proof is there. I called the Trey Lance thing. Basically all the injuries. I was like, don't be rushing these guys back. Elijah Mitchell, I talked about that. Don't be rushing him back like that. Don't be putting the whole load on Elijah Mitchell. He's just coming back from injury. He's missed most of training camp. You're going to put the majority of the load on his shoulders? What reason? What? Like, dude, come on. And we lost. It's irritating, man. I'm not an NFL head coach, and I could see this stuff. And Brian says, number one, that'll be clean. Yeah. And you probably heard like why, one of the reasons why I like Jimmy Ward so much, but definitely because, so for me, when I buy jerseys, I try to get, and I want to get a Hafunga one now, but usually I just try to get the players that have been on the 49ers, that are long timers, guys that are actually like here for a while, here for a long time. They're actually 49ers. They're not free agents come in for a year and then they might be gone next year. I don't like that. I just get guys that here for a long time. So Jimmy Ward's the longest tenured safety, or him and Dante Johnson are the longest tenured 49ers on this team. So gotta love that, man. And he's a fan of the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. It was definitely on both of them. Like I'm saying, like, okay, Jimmy Garoppolo, he talked about it last week how Kyle Shanahan's holding him back and he loves freedom. You gotta create your own freedom as well. You can't just go run the play that Kyle calls because like you're complaining about it, but you're going with it anyways. What's he gonna do? If you call an audible at the line or you change the play in the huddle to what you want it to be, what is Kyle Shanahan gonna do? He's maybe gonna yell at you on the sideline again. Is he gonna yell at you if it works out? Because a lot of times when quarterbacks are more comfortable with the play that they're calling, even though the head coach tells them, hey, run this play, quarterback goes to the huddle, calls a different play, something he's more comfortable with, or he sees something in front of him in the defense's coverage where he feels more comfortable with the different play call, and it works out. And then what? Is the coach going to get mad at you? Now, if, of course, they're going to get mad at you if it doesn't work out, but maybe their play wasn't going to work out anyways. If you want the freedom, you got to kind of create it yourself, man. It's in your hands. Is he going to bench you for Brock Purdy? Come on. I'm not going to lie, too. I'm very curious to see what Brock Purdy's got. He looked really good in the preseason. That wasn't against NFL starters. So definitely there's a lot more that we might see from him. Hopefully it's encouraging, but he's looked really good. He looked, like I said before, he looks like a 2017 Jimmy Garoppolo. So I'm not gonna lie, man. I kind of want to see what Brock Purdy's got. I'm not saying bench Jimmy Garoppolo. Hell no, I'm not even close to that yet. I'm not, like, I don't think Jimmy Garoppolo is the greatest quarterback in the world, but I don't think we should bench him yet. I just am curious what we have in Brock Purdy. Kyle and Jimmy need some personal time together. Yeah. I don't think Jimmy ever goes to Cabo with Kyle Shanahan and some of the other players. I think that's the issue. Yeah, they seem to be like really kind of at each other's. Well, Kyle Shanahan is more like playing it off like I don't know what he's feeling behind closed doors, but at least in the press conferences, he's like, "Oh, I don't know what you guys are talking about." When he's asked about like Jimmy Garoppolo's like, "I want more freedom," and the press is asking Kyle Shanahan, "Hey, Jimmy said he wants more freedom. How do you feel about that?" Kyle's like, "I don't know what you guys are talking about. Me and Jimmy Garoppolo have a really great relationship. I'm sure if he felt this would be talked about between me and him behind closed doors, that type of scenario he's talking about." So he's kind of brushing it off a little more, but Garoppolo is kind of more like putting Kyle Shanahan on the hot seat, on in the spotlight, like, "Hey, dude, give me some freedom." So it's kind of interesting how that dynamic is going. And I didn't make a video before the game. I wanted to, but one of the things I was going to say was like, I wouldn't be surprised if Kyle Shanahan, and this is conspiracy, I know, whatever, guys. I think weird things sometimes, but I was like, I wouldn't be surprised if with Kyle Shanahan's ego, the way Jimmy Garoppolo took shots at him this week, I wouldn't be surprised if Kyle Shanahan made a game plan for Jimmy Garoppolo to fail. But like I said, man, hey, Jimmy Garoppolo, take it in your own hands, man. Call audibles, change the plays in the huddle. You got to do it, man. There's a lot of other quarterbacks that do it, and that's what Kyle Shanahan doesn't want, right? That's probably why we don't have Aaron Rodgers. That's probably why we didn't get Tom Brady, and it kind of sucks because with the whole Tom Brady thing, I kind of wanted to see that. I want to see Trey Lance, but just because as a fellow 49er fan, because if you guys don't know, I know Brian knows, that Tom Brady, he grew up in Cali. He's a 49ers fan. He's been a 49ers fan. He wants to play for the 49ers. So just for him, as a fellow 49er fan, I wanted that for him, and I would have loved to see how we did with Tom Brady. But would the personalities have meshed well? Probably not, man. I think Tom Brady is probably actually older than Kyle Shanahan, or I think they're the same age. Buy a personalized jersey, best money I ever spent. Niners can't cut or trade me. Oh man, yeah. Actually, I have one. I might have two actually. I have one. I think it says Niner Wolf on the back, and it's 49 as the number. So I have one of those, but I gotta like, yeah. I mean, I feel you with that, but Jimmy Ward, like I said before, he's been on the 49ers so long that he's part of 49ers history. Hopefully we can extend him this year. Hopefully he doesn't go somewhere else like he talked about before, where the Raiders did offer him more money, but he gave the hometown discount to the 49ers. So hopefully that happens again. Hopefully the 49ers give him some money, but I just want him to stay here. Love having him here. I love his attitude, his play, all that stuff, man. I especially love the part about how he talked about now that he's got money, he buys all the action figures like Mighty Morphin Power Rangers that he didn't get to get when he was a kid because of the whole financial stuff, not having the money as a kid. But yeah, I've definitely thought about buying another personalized jersey. We're gonna see one of the '94 throwbacks personalized, right? And I think one of the reasons I didn't get that was because it's actually more expensive. I think those ones are 170 right now. And the Jimmy Ward jersey, I don't know if the sale is still going on. I know I've talked about it before where Lids, the website for Lids has a lot of great sales, and they had like 25% off the other day. So I got the Jimmy Ward jersey, which all those jerseys are usually like $130 typically. I got it for $90 with that 25% discount. So yeah, man, you guys can get some really great deals on there. After shipping and everything, it was like $113. I'm sure if I would have added more stuff in the cart, it would have made it more worth it. Then I could have shipped more than just one thing. So taking more advantage of the shipping cost. Uh, yeah, dude. Brian says, I would like to see Ward retire as a 49er. I agree, man. That's what I'm saying. I hope he's here. Hopefully, with me buying this jersey, it convinces him that he's going to be here forever and convinces him to take the hometown discount if that's what needs to happen. Hopefully, the 49ers don't lowball him. He's a badass. And he's supposed to be in practice next week. I'm sure you guys know that. Him and Jason Verrett are supposed to. Oh, man. Can you guys imagine this defense? If everybody's staying healthy, not only is everybody, for the most part, good right now as far as health, but everybody's playing so great right now. And then you're going to add, like, we've got in there right now. As well, with Jimmy Ward, we have a replacement for Jimmy Ward right now while he's out, right? Dude, imagine what it's going to be like when they have a rotation with these guys, man. You got Verrett, you got Jimmy Ward, and you better have a rotation. Like I said before, take it slow with these guys that are coming off of injury. Jason Verrett, take it slow with him, man. Take it slow. Rotation only. Keep Mosley, keep Mooney Ward, keep them fresh. Put Verrett in there. Maybe put him in the nickel sometimes against Cooper Kupp. Ooh. Oh, man. I've never been this pumped up about defense, I don't think, man. I miss like the super physical days like with Deshaun Goldson and Dante Hittner when they're just laying guys out, man, knocking them out cold, literally. Patrick Willis, all those guys were knocking guys out cold. Navarro Bowman. I miss that type of defense, but man, I haven't been that pumped about defense in a long time. So I'm definitely pumped about this one. Or buy a jersey like Ronnie Lott, Joe Montana, Jerry Rice. I would buy a Bryant Young. Yeah, man. I'm gonna keep adding to my collection little by little. I want to get all those guys, and I wanted to get so bad, man. I remember I saw in Visalia, California, there was a Joe Montana, and I think there was a Jerry Rice one too. They were both signed, the jerseys, and I think they were like $300. But I was a kid at the time. I was like a teenager. Oh man, that would be amazing. And I really wanted to go to we got one of the other guys, the other bros that comes in here on this chat. Typically JT, he was going to the Broncos game this last week, and he was supposed to go get his autograph from Navarro Bowman. So hopefully he got that. I'm gonna ask him about that whenever he pops up again. Uh, he's probably busy right now, but he's usually on here. But yeah, Joe Montana, Jerry Rice, Steve Young, Ronnie Lott, Bryant Young. Um, who else? Well, Roger Craig. I might even get a Dwight Clark. And the list goes on, honestly. I just got to keep building my collection. Gotta love it, man. I want to get, if you guys seen those little helmets that spin around levitating with a spotlight on them, I'm going to get one of those too. Those are badass. I just got to figure out where I'm going to put it. Like maybe put a wall mount over there, right here somewhere. Put a wall mount right there where you guys could see it in the screen while I'm doing the videos. That stuff, it looks clean, man. I think it's like $120. I bought a Jimmy G throwback color rush jersey. I like the white jersey. You know what? I'm sure I would get a lot of hate for it, but I was actually thinking about getting a Jimmy Garoppolo jersey too, man. He was part of 49ers history. Whether a lot of people like it or not, I think. And I would just like to show my support for him. He brought us out of some dark ages. And Kyle Shanahan had a hand in that too. But yeah, Jimmy G, I got love for him, man. I got respect for him, and I want to see him ball out. But just in support, I want to get his jersey. He deserves it, I think. I like the white jersey. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. Right? You're talking about, okay, yeah, the Color Rush white jersey. I love those with the white pants. I think, like I said, I think their play levels up when they're in those because they feel fresh, like they feel swagged out. So I think they play with a different confidence. It does make a difference because, like I said, when I played college football, we had gotten brand new jerseys too, and you just felt like a badass. You felt like a NFL player, man. It gives you a lot of confidence. Bryant Young and Steve Young are my favorite Niner players. Hey, with good reason, man. I wonder who I don't know if I have a favorite. I was a wide receiver, of course, so like I love Jerry Rice, his work ethic, and his story as far as like how he just busted his ass consistently. Like he was running with horses and stuff like that. I ride horses, so it's a little different. It's a little different, but we're both working with horses, right? But yeah, man, just his work ethic, like I talked about. Work beats talent every day. I know that's not the phrase, but it's something like that. You guys know what I'm talking about, though. But yeah, gotta love Brian Young and Steve Young, man. Two of the greatest players in NFL history, honestly. And it's pretty crazy. Like, I wonder if Trey Lance is gonna sit for as long as Steve Young sat, because Steve Young sat for a really long time. I don't remember the exact amount, but he was like on the Buccaneers and stuff like that, and he had to come and sit behind Joe Montana for a while. So that had to be frustrating. But hey, man, when he showed up, and imagine how much longer his career would have been. But we got Brian in here. Good to see you, bro. I'm
Thanks
gonna
for
see
having
if I
me
can.
on.
Oh hell yeah, bro! I look. Oh, you're wearing your jersey, huh? Let me see. I
Yeah,
gotta
I
take
had
this
to.
comment out of the way. Ah, this is the delay. See, that's clean. I
Yeah,
think
I
I'm gonna
like.
copy you, bro. Because
Um, I
hell yeah.
bought it. I bought it right before he got what? It was when they were doing the Color Rush jerseys. I think that was 2018 maybe or 2017. It must have been 2018. I think he just got hurt. I got my
Uh-huh.
jersey early too. Yeah, it was right at the
Oh
beginning of
hell
the
no.
season. And I'm like, oh my God, did I just buy a jersey that somebody's now like probably not ever going to play again for? So luckily he came
Yeah.
back. And, yeah, he took us to the Super Bowl. But since his injury, I just don't think he's been the same guy. I really don't.
Yeah, no, seriously. Like I said before, I think me and you have talked about this before. I think it's more mental than anything. But there was a super funny video that I saw when Trey Lance got hurt. But this guy on Instagram, I think he's like an Instagram TikToker or something like that. But anyways, he's just 49ers videos pretty much as a fan. And I forget what it said or whatever, but it just shows him and he's at a laundry basket and he's pulling out all these Niners jerseys and he's like shaking them off, looking at the name and number. And no, he's like, no, no. And he goes through like 20 of them, man. And then he gets to the bottom of the basket and he's like, ah. And it's a Jimmy Garoppolo one. So I think I'm gonna get it just because of the way he's gotten so much hate, man. And I feel bad for him. Like I said, I respect the guy. He's helped us. I mean, he's put himself on the line for us. So I just got to show my love and respect for him. So
Yeah, I think that wouldn't be the worst decision in the world. You probably get a jersey really cheap right now too, so I mean, you might, discount, so I mean, um, there's a couple of Niners I wouldn't buy, like Blaine Gabbert. I wouldn't buy like a Tim Rattay jersey. Even if somebody give it to me, I probably wouldn't wear it. It'd have to be in the
that,
closet forever,
that
like Jeff Garcia, he was
not even
decent.
JT O'Sullivan,
No, he's really smart, but
not even
now when he was a quarterback for our team, no. He just I don't know, like our
yeah.
offense. See, that's a good point because, like, if you think about it, if we would have got Aaron Rodgers instead of Alex Smith, would Aaron Rodgers have been any good? I mean, physically, he's athletically really good, but that line that we had for the longest time, we didn't have wide receivers for the longest time. We only had Frank Gore. So, I mean, I just don't think he would have had, nearly the success that he has just sitting because, like you're saying too, he got to sit behind Brett Favre. Steve Young got to sit for a while. So quarterbacks that seem to be really good do get to sit for a little while. Tom Brady may be that exception, but he still sat behind Drew Bledsoe for a year, so I don't know.
Yeah, I think it was just the circumstances with Alex Smith, man. When he finally gets a good head coach, this really pissed me off. Um, and of course, we know the whole debacle. I'm sure, like with the whole why the Harbaugh era kind of crumbled was because he put Kaepernick in, gave him the team. You're not supposed to lose the team or your position to injury, right? And Alex Smith was finally like in the right circumstances for him to be successful, and we're showing success, and then the rug gets ripped out from under him. So it was really horrible to see that. And then the one time we were closing out a game was the only time that we saw Alex Smith get put back in there and just to kneel down. So it was frustrating.
I
You
really
remember
wanted to
that?
see. I wanted to see Alex get back in there so he could play in the Super Bowl. They didn't give him a shot at one snap in the Super Bowl. I was really upset about that. He could have done that same thing, at halftime or something like that. Got one play or something. Um, I wasn't really happy, but hey, there was somebody who said something, and I was listening to it today on YouTube, and they made a good point. And
Uh-huh.
I don't know how true this is, but they were saying with the whole Harbaugh debacle and everything, and I got to go figure out when this
Uh-huh.
happened too, because I know the Niners tried to trade him to Cleveland, but I don't know exactly when that potentially happened.
Ooh.
But what I do know is they offered Kaepernick, they extended his contract before they extended Harbaugh's. So were they falling out before then? I don't know when they started falling out, but I know when they tried to trade Cleveland, Harbaugh, I think that was his last year, his 2014, or it was his 20. Yeah, I want to say it was his 2014 year. The team gave up. They just stopped playing at a certain point.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, that's
um,
true. That was an 8-8 season, right?
I believe it was. I believe
Yeah,
they
the
went,
last one.
and then
Yeah, no,
at the,
that seems like Harbaugh, man. Is he's like You can't fire me. I quit. Shit. But yeah,
Yeah,
dang, to the Browns, imagine, of all places too. He didn't want to go there. Hell no.
no,
Who the hell would want to? Yeah, back then, it's a little different now, but yeah, no. Like you said earlier about the whole Alex Smith Kaepernick thing, man, I just felt like Alex Smith was way more consistent. Kaepernick was kind of hit or miss. He was kind of like Trey Lance was last year, where he was just throwing bullets all over the place and really hard to catch. Luckily, he had Crabtree, but like, of course, like we talked about earlier with Vernon Davis, his drop in production because of how um, they weren't using the seam route anymore, really. And then the way Kaepernick throws the ball too. Alex Smith, when there was those seam routes, he would put it right in that breadbasket, like how you were saying, the chest catch, right?
yeah,
So yeah, it sucks to wonder. I'm sure Alex Smith, it kind of haunts him too. It's got to.
yeah, and that was against the
Um,
Rams, and I believe we tied that game. Nobody won. I believe it was a tie, and then Kaepernick got to start the next week when Alex was officially, I think, listed healthy because he was just
yeah.
concussed for that game, and they didn't return back. And I know he was like more athletic, he was faster, he had all those rushing yards and stuff like that. But in hindsight, he couldn't read defenses either.
One dimensional.
So I don't know.
And
But hey,
Alex
man,
Smith had that
go.
mobility. So I don't understand. Like Harbaugh used him as a mobile quarterback, and he
Mm-hmm.
was getting what, like in that Saints game, the NFC Championship.
Yes,
Not that, was it the NFC Champ?
yes.
It was
Well,
one of the
it was the divisional game, I believe.
no,
They,
yeah,
they
because
landed in on the Saints.
The NFC Championship ended up being against the Giants that year.
That was the
We
one. That was
won
the
we
one we
won against
lost.
the Saints.
We
Yeah.
won against the
And that
Falcons.
oh,
We won against the
that one
Falcons in
pissed me
Atlanta.
that one pissed me off so bad, bro, because I was confident going into that game because I went to that season. The 49ers played the Giants in the regular season, if you don't remember.
I
And
think
I
we.
went
Yeah,
to huh?
I think so.
Yeah, no, we did. We played the Giants that season in the regular season. I went to the game at Candlestick and we whooped their ass. So I'm like, yeah, man, we're getting an easy walk into the Super Bowl. Like, hell yeah. We just came off that badass win off the Saints. We're playing a team we already beat during the regular season. We're Super Bowl bound. No, we're not. That, oh my God, that bummed me out so much, bro.
Yeah,
Oh,
and then like
spe-
I really feel bad for what happened afterwards. All the death threats, all the hate, everything. I mean, I was very devastated that it happened. But
Kyle Williams.
you
Yeah,
don't do that. Yeah, Kyle Williams. You
yeah.
don't call people out. You don't, threaten them. Like you don't do that. It's just I don't know. I mean, like now social media has made the world so much smaller. Everybody can, find each other so much easier. So I just didn't think that was right. But you know, there's definitely a
Yeah,
thing
no.
with number 10. Definitely a thing with number 10 on the 49ers. 10-point leads, 10-point jersey numbers. We got an issue.
Some voodoo. Yep.
Well, hey man,
Yeah.
thanks for having me on. Let me jump off. And yeah, again, I'll keep, sharing your content everywhere I can. Keep doing your thing. I recommend getting a Twitter because you can post your videos on Twitter.
Okay.
And all that. You don't have to get in there and do any arguments with people. I don't want to argue with anybody.
Yeah,
But
I'll just post my stuff and then I'll leave it so everybody else can argue. I'll just walk away.
right,
But
exactly. But
yeah,
like Ponte, Grant Cohn, all
yeah.
these other people, John Jay. I don't think he has a one, but there's other people. Mariah, um, Wayne Breezy. There's all kind of Rombo. They have these Twitter accounts, and people get to see their shows are coming on, and then they get to go on. So I mean, like you got great content. Just keep you're doing what you're doing, and again, I'll keep sharing you where I can share you. But hit me up in my
Hey,
email. We can talk on the
okay.
side sometime. All right, man. You have a
Yeah,
good
bro.
night.
I'll let you go, but I just again I want to say how much I appreciate it because, like I said, I was a little demoralized with the way that the channel was going. I was getting more subscribers, but not as many views, and so, but just like your encouragement, your support, man, I really appreciate it. So, much love to you, bro. I hope you have a great night, and thank you for coming on, man.
Oh yeah, I'll be in the chat. So as long as you're on, but I'm just gonna jump off. So, and I'll
All
keep
right, bro.
stay faithful, man. All right, have a good night.
Likewise, bro. Take care. Okay. Yeah, man, that was great. Always good to have Brian on there. Let's see. David McNew has something to say right here. What the heck? I swear this thing has like a delayed click where like I'll click on something and then it doesn't pop up, so I'll click on it again, then it like pops up and goes back down. It's annoying. But only bad thing I say about Kyle Williams is he is a Giants legend. Felt bad for him. Man, dude. I mean, I feel bad for him that he had to go through the death threats and stuff like that, but I feel bad for us that like we had to get let down like that. Of all things to get let down. Oh man, it still bums me out. Imagine, dude, we could have had 2 back-to-back Super Bowl years. Could have gone 1-1 in the Super Bowl. And it's annoying too because we were undefeated in the Super Bowl until Kaepernick. Then of course Jimmy Garoppolo. But man, it's always nice to have a win streak in the Super Bowl. And imagine, dude, like I love having a team that can compete and has like the legend behind it, all the great history. We could have had 3 Super Bowls in the past decade. I don't know. I mean, maybe the Chiefs is the other team. I don't know if anybody else really has done anything like that. But 3 Super Bowls in 1 decade. And there's other fans that want to talk crap, but it's like, dude, really, when you think about it, uh, yeah, we could have had 3 Super Bowls in 1 decade, and it didn't happen. Things didn't go our way, but at least we were there. We were close. So I'm not satisfied with that, but I do feel decent about it. But damn, Kyle Williams. he's, he's feeling these comments roll in their grave right now, man. We're still bringing him up, the poor guy. One mistake. At least, Jaquiski Tart made that mistake where he didn't catch the interception, but it wasn't as critical. We still had a chance to win the game. And again, Kyle Shanahan didn't make the adjustments, just like the Super Bowl, just like his other Super Bowl with the other team, with the Falcons, just like against the Broncos, just like against the Bears, just like against a lot of different teams, man. But let me see. What else do we got on here? So, oh yeah. So another thing that's pretty ridiculous, not to hound on Kyle Shanahan, but I mean, this is therapy for me right now. I didn't really post right after the game, not only because there's so many people already doing their live reactions around like right after the game. Like that whole night, the whole rest of the night's taken up with everybody else's live streams. So I'm not gonna try and intercede with those because then I won't get any views probably. So at least not right now. When I build up more, hopefully it'll be a different case. But not only, it wasn't just that, it was just my emotion at the time. I was so embarrassed and pissed off. Like I said, my face was red. I think like at least it felt hot. I didn't actually look at my face and see if it was red, but my face felt hot because I was so pissed off and embarrassed, man. So I wanted to post yesterday. That was Monday. And the day after the game, let myself cool down a little bit. But still, man, what the F was that? Like my thumbnail says, Kyle, like, dude, I know you're showing like little things here and there where you're willing to take a step forward, but we need to see it a lot faster. And hopefully, like last season, um, you know, a lot of people, and it's unfortunate that these first 3 games were supposed to be the easy ones, right? It's supposed to get a lot harder from here on out for the most part, and then ease a little bit at the end of the season. But for us to be 1-2 at the beginning of the season, a lot of people did think maybe we could start off slow, but holy shit, man, this is pretty ridiculous. Hopefully, like last year, we get the ball rolling sooner than later, though, because last year was pretty late before we got the ball rolling. So hopefully it plays out differently. We get the ball rolling a lot faster. But one thing I don't like is that this dude lost against 2 first-year head coaches. The Bears had a first year head coach. So did the Broncos. Kyle's been with this team as the head coach for what, like 6 years now? And he lost against two first-time head coaches, first-year head coaches for those teams. That's ridiculous, man. That's embarrassing. You got to be embarrassed, not just to lose the way you lost, but to lose against these guys that just got to their teams. They haven't even really built enough chemistry yet, man. And then you got Mike McDaniels, our offensive coordinator over there, 3-0 against the. He's playing the Ravens, the Bills, whooping their ass, making Tua Tagovailoa look like a badass out there. Man, dude. He's the first-year head coach too, first year with that team. And we can't beat the Bears. We can't beat the damn Broncos. Come on, man. It's embarrassing, dude. Come on, Kyle. That's what I want to call my future show, Kicker Tuesdays, LOL, and have it on a Tuesday. Going up on a Tuesday. You know that song? That could be your intro for Kicker Tuesdays. I need to come up with like clever, but I mean, probably once I start having like, not just the call-in shows, but hopefully like I'll get some guests on here. Like there's all these other, like that was another thing that was demoralizing. All these guys, they say they want to work with me and stuff like that. They'll come to my show or vice versa. They're nowhere to be found, but I understand they're busy. So hopefully in time they'll show up, but they did tell me they were going to do so. So hopefully it happens. But Brian, hey man, if you're still thinking about doing your channel, just make sure you let me know if you want me to come on and vice versa. Have your intro as going up on a Tuesday. Going up on a Tuesday. But okay. So I talked about the altitude a lot, right? About how the altitude, I'm really surprised that our defense played really well. We didn't take any shots, even though the ball travels further when you're in higher altitude. So that's the time to get Jimmy Garoppolo some confidence and take some shots. But one thing I wanted to point out, I haven't heard anybody talk about this, but I definitely noticed it. So after we scored our only touchdown of the game, the broadcasters were talking about how that was actually a penalty. If it was called correctly and reviewed correctly, that shouldn't have been a touchdown because it's a penalty. It's a pick play by Deebo Samuel. He's not supposed to be blocking like further than 1 yard down the field. So really, if that's called back on a penalty, maybe we don't score any touchdowns in this game. So it's pretty ridiculous, man, that even the one touchdown that we scored was basically illegal. Shouldn't have counted as far as the NFL is concerned. Now, if you ask me, that's a stupid rule. Like illegal man downfield with the offense and stuff like that. I don't understand why they have all these stupid rules. They have like stupid little reasons why, but overall for the game, like creativity, all that stuff, man. This is the NFL. This is football. Like it makes for more exciting content, dude. Especially like they want to be so offensive oriented when it comes to the NFL because points kind of get the fans excited. So the more points are scored in the game, they feel that brings more excitement. So then let guys block downfield a little more, man. Like be more, just take those stupid rules out like that. The illegal man downfield with linemen and stuff like that. No. Hell yeah. Brian says we'll be on his show, me and David McNew. Hell yeah. Get a 49ers roundtable. Got to do that. Let me see. Oh, yeah. So we talked about how Deebo Samuel runs the ball out of the backfield. So for one, it's not creative, right? So because it's not creative, it makes it that much more dangerous. This dude is getting smacked, dude. Like this is over and over again. And we saw him get hurt. Now, luckily, it doesn't seem like he got injured, but he got hurt. And it's really ugly to see. Before they were talking about him being injured, I was like, dude, the dude on the ground, the guys on the ground are holding his legs, and it looks like they're trying to hold his legs so his legs could get bent. Not because they want to get him down, because they want to bend his legs. His body was going one way, and they were trying to hold his legs the other way. And we know this happens in the NFL. You got guys like that. They want to hurt uh, your players. They want to hurt their opponents, especially if you're a quarterback. They want to hurt you. Not all of them, but there's definitely a lot of players in the NFL that want to cause injury. They want to cause bodily harm. So when you're Kyle Shanahan, you just seen what happened with Trey Lance, and luckily we had Jimmy Garoppolo and Brock Purdy. But with Deebo Samuel, once he's out, then what? That should be a special play, especially more creative in only certain circumstances. Now, the times, if you remember and pay attention to what was going on during last season when those plays were successful, it was all for the most part within the 30-yard line of the opposite 30-yard line and within the red zone for the most part. And that's when Deebo was running those touchdowns around the edge. So that would be more promising for you to call it in that situation within the red zone. I mean, that's week 1 against the Bears. That's when Deebo scored. Other than that, he was getting smacked. He was having a lot of issues, a lot of trouble, a lot of resistance. You just got to be more careful with him, man. If we lose him, he's not just a great playmaker. He's a great diversion. So once you lose him, everybody else is going to get hounded more. It's less opportunities for everybody. But if you guys didn't notice, this was really stupid by Kyle Shanahan. Right before the half, the 49ers are trying to move the ball before halftime. 2-minute offense, hurry up offense. I think the pass got deflected by Jimmy Garoppolo. 49ers decide to run out the clock after all because it was looking pretty bad. They couldn't move the ball really, and they ended up deciding to run the clock out with Deebo Samuel. Why, dude? Why? You got Jordan Mason, Marlon Mack, you got Jeff Wilson Jr., 3 running backs. You got Tevin Coleman on the damn practice squad, dude. He's been here. He's been in this system. He's a tough guy. If one of those other guys goes down, he's ready to come up. You lose Deebo Samuel, who's gonna take his spot? It's like like that movie Zoolander. I hope you guys have seen Zoolander when Will Ferrell's Mugatu. He's like, I feel like I'm taking crazy pills. Dude, I swear, man, I feel like I'm taking crazy pills. You know I will be there, Bryant. Won't miss it. Hell yeah, man. You could count me in too, dude. Whenever you want. If you want to do like a day, like some of these other guys that on YouTube that do like certain days where they're like Mondays, this guy's certain day where he comes on the show and that, like a set schedule. Yeah, I'm more than willing to, bro. So let me know. I was going to talk about how like the fans spend a lot of hard-earned money. Like these ticket prices are getting really ridiculous. And for like, I know when I was checking out the tickets for this game, because I live in Flagstaff, Arizona, so I'm not that far away from Denver, Colorado. I'm a pretty good drive, but it's not like anything crazy. So I really considered going to the game, but the tickets were like $300-$400. I was like, dude, you guys are the Broncos. Like, what the hell's going on here? Same thing with the Raiders. Who the hell are you guys? But fans are spending their hard-earned money. Like, money doesn't come easy. Maybe for some people it does, but for the general population of fans, it doesn't. You guys are charging that much, and then for you guys to put it, like, not just the 49ers, but the Broncos, for you guys to put like a showing like that, that's ridiculous. That's like borderline refund uh material right there. You guys should probably be giving these fans a refund for that crap. At least 50%. Damn. It's ridiculous. I heard one guy was talking about he spent like $900. He wasn't sitting in the cheapest seats, but still $900, and you make the drive, all that type of stuff, and you have to travel, like hotel, everything, and then for that, it's ridiculous. But anyways, I appreciate you guys, man. Everybody, please, before you leave the video, please like, please subscribe, please share this video. Throw in some comments right now. I'll give you guys a chance. I'll kind of do my little bit of a closing, but I'll give you guys a little bit of a chance to throw in some last thoughts. But I really appreciate you guys for being here, for supporting, for engaging. That's probably the most important thing, talking with fellow Niner fans. I'm in Cardinals area, man. I'm in Cardinals area. So I see my Niner fans. I actually see a pretty good amount of 49er fans, but I don't have anybody that's a 49er fan really around here. All my family's in California. So I'd be watching the game with them if I was out there, but I'm kind of out here by myself. Nobody wants to watch the game with me. It's either they root for another team, but mostly I'm surrounded by people that don't even watch football and don't take interest in it for whatever reason. Weirdos. That's frustrating. So I appreciate you guys engaging and supporting. Much love to you guys. I hope you have a great night. You know what? I'll give you like 30 seconds if you guys are typing anything. Just to give you guys a little bit of time, a little bit more time. Won't rush you guys too much. But yeah. Yeah, I'm glad I didn't go to that Broncos game. Holy crap. And then you think about, like, if I would have gone to that game, maybe we win. Maybe it's a different outcome, right? There's always that, what is it, the butterfly effect? Where it's like you would have put your shoe on a different way or a little bit later, and all the stars would have aligned and moved in a certain way. Traffic would have moved faster or slowed down a little bit more to make everything line up for the 49ers to whoop the Broncos, but never know now, right? Scorpion says, yo, great job. Good points, bro. It's JT. My boy changed the name. I'm going to ATL. Hey, were you here? Did you get your autograph from Navarro Bowman? Good to hear from you, by the way, JT. I appreciate it, man. I'm glad you made it safe, too. Yeah, let me know if you got that autograph from Bowman. You see, we got David. I just hope we beat the Rams. Yeah, dude. Hey, could be a game changer for the season. You know, teams, sometimes they just have a stinker, man. And it just happens. And, you know, it happens to some of the best teams, too. Like, you never know. Maybe the Bills just had a stinker against the Dolphins where it's early in the season and stuff, especially Jimmy Garoppolo kind of just showed up out of nowhere and started playing. He wasn't playing during the offseason. He wasn't, no preseason, no training camp. Like, he pretty much just got here himself I know he's had the acclimation with the offense for years, but still, like, the more you practice and play football, just like with anything, the more you do it, the more comfortable you get with it. And you're not so much like a deer in the headlights. So this kind of got to work its effect a little bit. So we'll give him that benefit of the doubt. Hopefully that was just a stinker, man. Because, damn, that one stank. I hope we beat the Rams, man. I know we can. Tony says, beat LA Yeah. Yeah, we better. No, didn't go, and glad I didn't. Dang, you didn't. I thought you JT, I thought you got your ticket and everything. Dang. Well, I'm glad that you're glad you didn't go. But if you would have gone, maybe it's your fault we didn't win the game. I watch a lot of YouTube NFL content uh, creators. No one has been to a game their team won. I think it's a YouTube curse. Nope, not me. Like I said earlier, um, I went to Candlestick Park. I went to those games. We won. Every time I've gone to a game, we've won. Uh, I took my lady. She's from here in Arizona. Took her to her first not only football, well, not only 49er football game, but I took her to her first ever football game, like NFL game. And she's like never been to a concert or anything like that. She grew up under a rock. So I took her, and this was pretty much before all the hype in 2019. I took her to her first 49ers game in 2019. It was against the Browns. First play of the game by Breida, first offensive play by the 49ers. So, hey, man, I better be here to break the curse. Hopefully, I got some good things flowing with me, some good juju that helps my channel out, and helps the Niners out too, man. Because I feel like um, whenever like something happens and I don't get to watch a game or something, it's like that's when they lose. But I don't know, they lost this time. So, but every time, like I'm like really, I don't know how to explain it. I got a good vibe for the Niners. I'm gonna see what John Chapman's doing for Atlanta tickets. Only $80. Hey, I thought that was gonna be a home game for the Niners, but $80. See that's what I'm talking about, man. That's definitely that's where NFL tickets should be. $80, $100. That's reasonable. 120, 150. Um, no higher than 150. Like if you're gonna put us way the hell up where we need binoculars or something, like what the hell are you charging so much money for? That should be like $100, if that. $80 sounds great. I would do that. I don't know if I'm gonna get to go to a game this season either. Hopefully, maybe I'll get some surprise beat LA. We better whoop their ass, man. Run it down their throats. Hey, man, take a damn shot though. It's a Monday night. Hopefully we have good conditions. I haven't checked the weather yet. If you guys, I don't know if you guys have checked the weather. I haven't heard anything about any rain or anything like that, luckily so far. But if it's good conditions, man, even if it's not, just take a damn shot. Why not, dude? Like the offense is already not doing shit, so you might as well. No, would have hated to be there, and we lose. Sucks. I've only lost one game out of 3. I'm telling you, man. If you would have been there, you would have changed traffic and everything. We would have won the game. But no. Yeah, you know what, man? At least you know what? I'm glad you're safe because whenever we take trips, there's always that one like Kyle Shanahan said, we don't know if we're gonna be alive tomorrow. So good to see you here, man. But guys, I think that's pretty much all I have to talk about for today. I'm just super embarrassed by this loss. I'm ready to move on. Kind of got down in the dumps about it, like pretty bad. Just super embarrassed and pissed off with Kyle Shanahan. And I think you guys kind of got that vibe from me in this video, hopefully. But yeah, I'm ready to move on. I'm ready to see what we can do against the Rams. I'm ready to whoop their ass. I'm ready for a revenge game. What's tomorrow? Wednesday? Yeah, I might try and do a video tomorrow. If you guys want to get ready, put your makeup on, jump on, put on your best attire or whatever. Hey man, I really like that jersey, Brian. I don't know if I should get the red. You know what? You have the white one, so I'll probably get the red Jimmy Garoppolo one. But anyways, Good night, you guys. Much love. I appreciate you guys. Hope you guys have a great night and take